I'm a mother of two kids. One is 4 and another is 5. And if there's something that keeps me up at night and the thing that is very close to my heart is their well being, I want to know that no matter where it is that I'm at in life or whatever stage it is, they have the best. They are able to go to the best schools, access the best hospitals. And for me to be able to get to that peace of mind, it means I have to be very proactive in the sort of structures that I create because I have to think about it. I personally am widowed, so I'm a single mom. That means that I don't have necessarily somebody else to help me with this. It means then that I need to be even more serious in how it is that I create structure. And today, I'd like to talk to all parents, whether you're a single parent, whether one parent is working, the other one is a stay-at-home parent, or both of you are working. We all want the best for our kids, but we still have to ask ourselves, what could possibly go wrong in this journey? Because remember, raising children it's actually a pretty long journey. It's a marathon. Think about it. Right now, if your child is 0, right, we have maybe another 20 plus years of taking care of them. So hopefully, maybe by the time they're in their mid-20s, they're in university. So how can we make sure that the journey from the time we start to the time we end is going to have minimal interruptions so that they can go out there and succeed? We've already established that we are going to be financially responsible for our children between the age of 0 to about their 20s, from the time it is that they're born to the time they graduate and start living their life. We need to ask ourselves, what are the possible setbacks between the time our children are born and the next 20 years? What are these things that could disrupt their dreams, their visions, and their likelihood to succeed in the future? So I'm going to share a number of them, and I hope that we'll be able to make sure that no matter what it is that we do, they get protected. So firstly is the death and the incapacitation of a parent or the caregiver. Let's look at it this way. Right now, I have the two kids who are 4 and 5. If anything was to happen to me today, where are they going to get the money to continue with school, to continue living where it is that we are living, and also their future school, whether it's high school and university? That means that my life is directly connected to their lives. Because the moment I'm not there, it means my income is not there, which is going to affect their school. It's going to affect their shelter. It will affect even the food that they eat. And not even school right now. It will affect their school later in life, whether it's high school or university. The other problem is, in the case I was to live for a very long time without a plan. We know enough situations where, because parents did not plan for their retirement, they have to depend on their children. That is a very big problem that we see, especially in our African culture. Thirdly, in the case of now transferring our assets and making sure that it reaches the right people, because I could, yes, be working so hard to make all this money. And even the different tools, investment tools I take, life insurance tools that I take, how am I assured that this money will actually get to my kids? Is there structure around it? Fourthly, we know that when our children were to fall sick or get into an accident, it's really also going to affect them, and in addition affect us and our finances. So what are the tools that we can put in place to just make sure that our children's lives are going to be as comfortable as possible, or to at least minimize the interruptions in their lives so that they can live a holistic life? First, we have life insurance in our arsenal. So what does life insurance do? It makes sure that in the case of a death, disability or critical illness of a parent, the bills can still be paid. That means that our children can still go to school. That means that the mortgage can be paid. That means that even their future school needs are taken care of. And what we do not want is our children to ever be on survival mode. What does that mean? When your children are on survival mode means that they can do anything to stay alive, because they don't have enough food, they don't have shelter, they don't have clothes. This is how people can even go against what it is that they value to make sure that they have even just the simple day-to-day needs. So having a life cover, in the case a parent was to pass away, it pays out a cash lump sum payout to be able to take care of these bills. And again, in the case your child is especially under the age of 18, it's important to note that they do not have the capacity, or it's not even allowed legally for them to handle money. So you need to make sure that you have a plan in the case of unforeseen circumstance. Because remember, between 0 to their 20s is pretty long time. Some parents will make it to the very end, others might not. So we need to make sure that no matter what, there is no interruption in their life when it comes to money. So what happens if this life insurance payout is a big lump sum? And remember, as I've mentioned, that the children cannot receive the money directly into their accounts, especially when they're under the age of 18. Who exactly is going to be receiving this money? So usually when a parent passes away, the person who will be taking care of the money is the children's guardian. That means when the parent passes away, the whole lump sum, imagine you've taken a 50 million shilling cover, this lump sum is going to go into someone's account. But the risk is you are not really sure if this person will have the best interests of the child at heart, or maybe they might, but they do not know how to manage money. This brings me to the second tool, trust fund. Think about a trust fund account as this money pot, where in the case of an unforeseen circumstance, in this case maybe a death of a parent, the money is going to be paid out into this trust fund account, and it will be distributed according to your wishes. So how do we fund this trust fund account? And maybe what is the difference between this trust fund account and maybe a money market fund account? So with the trust fund account, you can put money regularly every single month or every quarter or whenever it is that you have money. And this money will be growing with compound interest. But additionally, you can also make the trust fund account a beneficiary of your life insurance proceeds. That means if you were to pass away, instead of the money going to the guardian, the money goes into the trust fund account and distributed according to your wishes. So it gives an extra layer of protection. Same thing with pension accounts. If this was to happen, a death, right, the money will go into the trust fund account and will be distributed according to your wishes. This is why I say, imagine it as a pot. And when life happens, all the money from all the different areas come into this one pot for the benefit of your child, and is going to be distributed according to how it is that you wished. That means the money can be sent directly to the school, if it's school fees, if it's medical insurance, it's paid directly to the insurer, just to make sure that the money is protected against maybe someone wanting to take advantage of the children, right? And I always feel like the life insurance and trust fund is like the perfect pair. So the life insurance to just make sure in the case of unforeseen circumstance, there's money that's available, and the trust fund to ensure that there's proper distribution. This money means that your children's dreams are uninterrupted. That means that the sports that they're used to, this can still continue. They'll still have a roof over their head. They can still eat. They do not have to beg. They can still maintain their dignity no matter what, because you have secured their legacy pot legally and nobody can touch it. And the beauty about trust funds is it cannot also be touched by creditors. So in the case someone was coming to you as a creditor and they have, because you have their loan, it means that the money that is secured in a trust fund cannot be touched. To set up a trust fund account might feel intimidating, but I just wanted to let you know is only 5,000 to get started. And this money is going to be credited into the account and will be growing with compound interest. So you can start at any point. I love it because it's a tool that I can use to save up for my child's education. And also, As I'd mentioned, I have also connected it to my life insurance and pension process in the case anything was to happen to me. And I can use it as a way of gifting my child when they're of age. So it can be a protection and also a gift. What is the best way of using this perfect pair? The combination of a life insurance cover and a trust fund. So first of all, it ensures financial protection for the children. As I'd mentioned, it will make sure all the bills are still paid no matter what, whether you're here or not, because your children still need that support, your children still need that guidance, and it's your responsibility to make sure that you're providing it. Secondly, it avoids the long probate court process. There's nothing worse than when a parent is dead and there's no access to money. So the moment you have a combination of a trust fund account and the life insurance proceeds, all of them do not go through the probate courts. That means that in case something was to happen to a parent, the money is accessible immediately to take care of both the immediate needs and the long-term needs. Thirdly, there's the asset protection aspect, especially against creditors, against lawsuits, or even divorce settlement, because any amount of money that is put in a trust fund does not constitute of your personal estate. This means that the money that you've put aside there for the child, nobody can touch it. So even if you have creditors on your back, the money that is going to be in the trust fund will be protected for the benefit of your child or dependent. Number 4 is control. Control over asset distribution according to your wishes. The bit about a trust fund is that you can put down in writing how and when you want this money to be disbursed. That means whether you're here or not, the instructions will be carried according to what it is that you intended it for. As I'd given an example, instead of now putting the money and leaving it with a guardian, you can give the trust fund the job of paying the money directly to the school. Paying directly to the medical insurer and any institution. And in the case now, there's anybody who's taking care of the child, there's some bit of money of upkeep that is going to be sent to make sure that the child still has food, clothes, and shelter. And that means that, in other words, you have created a financial clone of yourself. Smart parents create structures for their children to ensure that they're taken care of whether they're here or not, especially if you have children under the age of 18, which is their most vulnerable season. And you can do this through the life insurance and trust fund combination. If you're interested to understand more about trust fund accounts, how exactly they work, how they're structured, who regulates them, how is it that you can connect them to your life insurance and pension proceeds, we're going to link a detailed explainer video on the description box below for you to understand how exactly it will work for you and your family. Because what we want more than anything is our children's lives to be uninterrupted no matter where it is that you are in life.